Yamino, the artist of Sister Claire. I'm about to continue working on this month's wallpaper, which features the Birdwitches and Clementine. This video will also feature my annoying cat, apparently. And also, I'm joined by my wife.
The one, the only, the incredible, the indelible Ash Barnes. I write the missing moments of Sister Claire and co-author the comic.
And we're also joined by our friend...
Sarah.
And
Sarah.
that's it.
That's it.
Sarah, full stop.
Sarah with H. Rugger, hugger, bug lover, and fan of Sister Claire.
Hey, see? That's not so bad. That can be your intro from now on.
Okay.
Just don't forget it. It's kind of a tongue twister.
Alright.
I thought that I had already finished inking, but apparently I thought wrong.
Winkle's looking at me with tears and sadness in her eyes because I'm not petting her, but as soon as I do, I know Zeke will attack her.
Could you get me the cover for this?
Yeah.
Sorry. I just really don't want to spill tea all over my new computer.
Navy Rants asked, are you guys going to get cookies again tonight? No, we are not on campus this evening. We are in our house.
Our new house. Did you just scoot your chair?
I just sat on a Winkle.
It's alright, she probably deserved it.
I already kicked her today. She's gonna hate me.
I promise she's not.
Sorry.
Oh no.
And Kalandra asks, Yamino, what do you use to record live streams?
Oh, I use a program called OBS. I don't know if it's a Mac-specific program, but I'm on a Mac. So, and I use that together with Picarto. When I joined Picarto, it gave me instructions for how to use OBS with Picarto to record and live stream. So, if this is something you're interested in doing, it's very useful to look into. Those little tappy noises you hear are our dachshund clawing his way across the linoleum.
He's working on his show routine.
Yep.
They want to see the new house. We haven't really decorated it yet. Otherwise, we would show. I guess we could show our
Show them
faces.
your lamp.
Maybe in another stream or something, because I'm already started recording. People are here for the wallpaper stuff, but if you keep an eye on our Tumblr, I'm probably going to post some pictures of our living room and stuff once we decorate it. We're planning on painting in a style called Lazure painting, Lazure. If you look that up on Google Images, you'll see the kind of painting we want to do. It's really cool. It's kind of like watercolor, but for walls.
You have a question here. I know that you use white to erase the sketch, but why do you use it for line art as well? How do you color?
Well, basically, I work on a layer that's all pure black and white, and although you're right, like there will be white patches and stuff where I've corrected kind of like white out, if you then fill in all of the empty pixels with white, it's as if you didn't, like, it won't make any difference.
Is there a way for you to easily fill in all of the pixels without going in and tapping them?
Yes, but I don't usually color in Manga Studio, so I don't off the top of my head know how to do it, but I think it would just be, you would deselect follow adjacent pixel and select white and click, and there it will fill it all in white, and then you can just click in the colors and stuff and change the background to whatever you want. I just find it saves me a little more time than turning the pen upside down to use the erase tool. It's a good question, though. I remember when I saw a video of an artist doing that, it just blew my mind. I was like, wow, what a time saver.
Wow. I just have a shortcut for my E key.
Yeah, I just hover my hand over the X key, which switches between colors like that. We just saw the latest Steven Universe episode. But we won't talk about it because it's spoilery. But it's a good episode.
It's wonderful. Go watch it.
Pearl
But not
is,
right now. Watch
Pearl
it
is
after
really cute in it.
And so is Amethyst.
Everybody's really cute in
everyone
it.
is
Mhm.
great.
They're all just so perfect. What is your canvas size in Photoshop when you sketch usually?
It really varies, but no matter what, I try to always keep it at 300 dpi, so in case I do anything I want to print, I can print it without losing the resolution. But it depends what I'm trying to sketch. If I have something in mind, like a poster, I'll try to make it the ratio that I need it to be for the poster at 300 dpi. Most posters I do will be 8.5 by 11 for the smaller size, or 11 by 17 for the larger size, and that's in inches. I wonder if it's been storming where everybody else is, or just for us.
We've had some really nice thunderstorms here.
Spring lightning.
Yes.
Scared the crap out of our pets. I almost said our parents. I don't think
Let's
my
hope
parents
they're
even
not in
noticed.
charge of you. I don't think Winkle could let that responsibility go to her head.
Winkle has adapted remarkably well to this new place. She's already stopped trying to shove herself between... Well, actually, Ash, didn't you say she had done that just yesterday? I think it's because of the storm, though. She's scared, probably.
Last night, after I stopped live writing, well, I stopped mostly because Winkle had tried to wedge herself firmly between the wall and the washing machine. And at first, I thought she was just in there, like, chasing after a bug or a toy or something. And then I heard her start going, meow.
That was exactly what she did when we first moved here. Her first course of action was to shove herself head first in the crack between the washing machine.
Yeah, she was face down, and I had to... it took me like 10 minutes to get her out, though, because I didn't want to wake you up if you were asleep. And I'm also...
And also because you don't want to hurt her, because there's not really anything you can easily grab when she does that.
And not only that, but I have had an experience trying to, like, climb on top of a washing machine. The last thing I want to do is dent the lid, okay? So I was trying to climb on top of it and not fall through it.
Should have just left her there. Teach her a lesson.
I was just trying to help you.
I was trying to teach you a lesson.
Kilandra asks, are you going to finish the live write, Ash? Yes, I am. I don't know if I'll do it tonight. It depends how late this goes.
Oh, while we're all here, I should mention that we've been planning out an actual schedule for live writes and live draws, and we haven't made it official yet. But here you can see the very detailed schedule I've tried to set up, and we've tentatively decided to have the first of every month be a live write, the second a live draw, the third a live write, and the fourth a live draw. So the first through the fourth of every month will tentatively be like our official live streaming week. And we'll probably do others in between that are not the official Patreon ones, but I think it's cool to have kind of like a live stream bomb.
Someone is asking me a question. For Ash, do you have any tips on improving your writing style? I feel that my style is too plain and doesn't read as eloquently as I want. Well, I think my first suggestion would be to think of someone's writing style that you do like and give it a thorough reading and try to pinpoint the exact things that you like.
Sorry, whoever I just kicked.
It was not me.
Try
Who did I kick?
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
No, it's okay. Try to pinpoint exactly what about that person's writing style you like. Is it their descriptions? Is it the way their dialogue flows? Is their dialogue? Is it certain words that they use that other people don't? Like, things like that, and then try to incorporate some of those elements into your own writing. But as a general rule, I think I think just reading a lot and exposing yourself to a lot of different writing styles will gradually help to improve yours.
I'm not even, like, the most prolific writer, but that would have been my advice, too. It's the same thing for drawing. Like, a lot of artists complain that they feel they don't have a really definitive style, but I think something that really helps to get a style in whatever craft you're trying to make is to look at styles you like and figure out what you like about them. And I like to try emulating other styles, like copying them exactly, and I don't mean tracing, but trying to draw like your characters in another person's style, and you might realize, oh, I really like how they draw noses, I'm going to keep that, and you just put that in your artistic toolbox.
Kalandra says, this question is for both of you. Did you ever have a dry spell creatively? I'm talking lasting years. If so, how did you get out of it? What helps?
I don't think I've ever had one that lasted for years. Well, going to art school helps because you have assignments, so you can't just not work. It might not be something you're immensely proud of, but you have to do something. And I think that's good. Having a project, or for example, a webcomic that you have to update weekly, like sometimes you're just not feeling it, but you got to do it because otherwise tons of people are going to be upset. They'll be like, where's my update? Did that character really die? You better tell me. There's some accountability that comes with doing a project, I think, that can help. And I think some people get hung up on it, like when they're planning a webcomic or something, they're like, but I'm not good enough yet. But you get good enough doing it. It's not going to be your last one, hopefully. So why not learn while doing?
As for me, I don't think I've ever had a super duper long dry spell. Of course there are days when I don't feel super inspired to write, but something that always makes me want to write again is reading. You know, if I read a really good story as soon as I'm done with the story, or sometimes even before I'm finished with it, I close it and I'm like, man, I feel pumped. I open a Word document and I'm like, first thing that just pops into my head,
Yeah.
and I write it down, and I go from there. I just look for inspiration around you, I guess. Dan said, something that makes Ash want to write. Oscar, you're right. I'm not even going to try to deny it, okay? Actually, pretty much all the characters make me want to write. I was very upset when we didn't have internet here, and I couldn't do live writes. I was like, but they're so much fun.
Ash didn't say it, but I could see in her eyes she almost wanted to be at work.
Yeah.
We actually did go to campus so that we could do live writes and live streams. I think something, too, that can help if you're feeling uninspired is to go back to whatever material inspired you to be a creative person in the first place. Something maybe that you watched when you were little, or something that inspired you to want to do creative stuff, and maybe see if you get that spark again.
For me, I like, a lot of times if I get stuck or in a rut, I like to try new things or different styles of things. Like, for example, I don't watercolor very much, but watching a YouTube video of a watercolor technique and trying it out, even if it's just on printer paper with Crayola watercolor, is just something else to do, something to try and learn.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to feel like I'm creating something if I'm trying to learn a new technique. And often I can think of something, or the technique will make me think of something I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Someone asked, someone's interested in cosplaying Missing Moments Oscar. What sorts of fabrics would be available in the Sister Claire world? I want to do her all the justice I can. Pretty much any fabrics.
Silky skin.
Oh,
They do have looms. They do have industrial equipment. I don't think they would have nylon, but
They probably wouldn't have vinyl either.
probably
like
not
plastic
vinyl.
materials.
Yeah, I don't think they would have any of that stuff, but they would certainly have leather, cotton, wool, denim,
Fur, but please don't kill real animals to make your cosplay.
Yeah.
Oscar would be sad.
yeah.
Don't make me draw a picture of Oscar crying.
You
Not
are-
again.
You
I
did
draw her
this, right?
crying so much, yeah. Ash, you did this.
I didn't. It was a request from someone else. Thank you very much.
Can't just pass off your actions on someone else like that, Ash.
You still wrote it.
Bruno asks, ask for both of you. First, Yamino, the last page was great. I hope you're not killing Rosie, but at this point, with current characters in the comic, do you feel a reason to kill one of them?
No. I mean, I don't think that there's ever a reason to kill off a character unless they're unnecessary in the story, in which case they shouldn't have been there in the first place, but I also don't enjoy killing characters off. All I can say is stay tuned, you guys. The chapter's not over yet.
It really bothers me that we do have some characters that
Will die.
Yeah, like when I write the missing moments and I'm writing certain characters and I know that they won't
Make it.
it's really hard. But yeah, it's really difficult. I really hate that Clementine is dead. You know, she's one of my favorite characters, but in the current comic timeline, she's gone. And that's terrible. How hard do you think it is to write these missing moments about her as a kid and learning to do all these things and being so happy knowing how she ends up? That's really difficult.
Ash, it's so obvious how much you care about your writing.
It's not the writing, I care about the
And your
characters.
It's really wonderful to see that in a creator.
Yeah, someone said Genevieve. Yeah, Genevieve doesn't make it. Genevieve can be a real ass, but you know.
That's the price of being transphobic. Will kill you.
She gets better. Give her a break. Like,
Unforgivable. She did to Oscar.
I mean, I don't know. I think that's up to Oscar, and Oscar forgives her.
Oh yeah, well Oscar's not writing this.
Oh.
So there.
Oh.
No, that's not really why we killed off Genevieve. She's just a pawn in a bigger plot point.
Is she the only character you draw freckles on?
Yeah, she is.
Who? Genevieve?
You
Yeah.
need to fix that.
No.
I mean, you've asked me to draw freckles on Clementine a few times, but I have not consistently done it. She might only freckle in sun or something like that.
I wish I would freckle in the sun. I just turned pink.
Pack.
Back. Tramp. Little Wolfling said, I'm glad you're not into killing characters for shock value, but I do think it would feel strange to read a story about a war and have every major character survive. Well, we never said every major character would.
Say ooh.
I think they're right though.
No, I
This
agree.
is a story about a war and tragedy and humanity struggling to survive in a really dangerous world.
Laura asked, where did Hum get those glasses? He stole them from a village.
They don't even have frames in them.
Oh, they have frames. They don't
They
have
have
lenses.
lenses.
Oh yeah.
Hum's glasses are my favorite feature. They're
I like
wonderful.
Hum's little ducktail hairstyle.
Yeah, that too.
I really wanted to save that for a character called Ducky, but
Oh.
I was like, you know what? Hum is a more important character, and I really want him to have a little ducktail.
I think it suits him.
Yeah, he doesn't need the glasses. He just likes them very much. They're a very pleasing color to him.
Yeah, they're a great color. Someone gave me free sunglasses yesterday.
Oh, well. Ooh. Please don't spill tea.
Someone gave me free sunglasses yesterday that are the same color as Hum's.
Wow.
Look at this.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You could totally cosplay Hum.
I could do it. I don't want to pop the lenses out, though.
Like,
Very nice, Sarah.
Thanks. Not worth spilling tea, though.
It was. We saved it.
I'm glad. I love Robin's sad little eye. Looks so tired and defeated.
I'm trying to draw Robin looking as really exhausted. I could do a little anime. I don't know, people will think he's vomiting a mushroom or something. Should I do this or should I just keep the beak the way it was?
I think you should keep the beak.
Yeah, I like it more
looks
simple.
better that way.
Looks more like a penguin.
Someone said, "Do a sweat drop."
The sweat should actually be going like.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's really visible from far away though. I need to design the human forms of other birdwitches. I actually haven't done. Ooh, can you hear the thunder, you guys? I hope the power doesn't cut out.
Me too.
But if we suddenly do cut out, that's why. Well, even if we cut out, I'll keep recording, so.
There's a big storm this time.
Mm-hmm.
Ratcha.
What color is the storm that's over us?
Red.
Ooh, cool.
Kudu.
Yeah. I want a purple storm. Perfect storm.
A purple.
Actually, I want to do that with color. I think this is going to be my favorite wallpaper ever.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least my favorite one we've had yet.
That's Lark.
Mm-hmm.
I love all the patterns,
Mm-hmm.
but especially the little chevron tail.
Yeah. Lark is the deaf one.
Yep. I'm looking forward to writing more with her.
Mm-hmm. When I draw all these birds with Clementine, all I can think of is the beginning of Enchanted. Ah, ah, ah.
Laura asked, "Are there hearing aids in Sister Claire?" If there are, they're very few and far between. There instead of hearing aids, there are probably spells and things to help.
Mm-hmm.
Charms. You would probably call them hearing charms.
Yeah. I'm just imagining this magic that makes subtitles appear. People talk and like smoky letters appear around them and they're like...
Someone messes up the magic and all the subtitles are in Comic Sans.
Or papyrus.
No.
I actually think Comic Sans is a decent font. Papyrus is so much. Oh.
Oh, I see it too far.
And you are not going outside. He would be so spooked by the storm he'd run away and never come back.
Kalandra, that's a very good question. They asked, are illnesses and disabilities viewed as signs of witchcraft like they were in our world in the past? Like how leprosy made people think they were possessed? Well, I think it really depends on the illness or disability.
I think in some cases it might make people think that they were the victims of magic.
Yeah.
Because there is magic that can, disable someone. Yeah. Hey, go on.
There's something you don't know yet about a particular character. You're all very fond of them. But we'll get to that eventually.
Was that in response to something?
Yes, the disabilities and illnesses thing. I don't want to call that thing in particular a disability or illness because it is neither. But I think it's going along the route that you're asking. Just keep reading.
This really does look a little bit suggestive and gross, doesn't it?
You don't have to keep all those wrinkles.
I know, but that's how you can tell it, like, what kind of goose it is. I'll maybe do it with color instead of with the inking.
Zach Z asked, Marguerite was cursed to be more toxic than she normally is? Not cursed.
Her Energia was blocked.
Her Energia was blocked and something else terrible happened to her. And it didn't just happen to her. You'll find out. That's a good question.
Keep asking questions. Maybe I shall tell you they're good.
I mean, I will answer certain ones, but there's some are just too spoilery.
Yeah.
And I think
that particular question, or the question of what exactly happened to Marguerite and the others, is a really spoilery one that a lot of people have wanted to know. And you will find out.
You will. Zach Z said, this is the universal bad thing, isn't it? Yes, it is. I don't want to say universal, but it's
the bad thing with a capital B and T.
BADTHANG.
Bad thing.
You make my heart sing.
But yes, that's the thing that happened specifically to Marguerite, Jackson, and Olga. You'll see. The thing that makes them so different between the missing moments and the comic. What breed of goose is goose?
Goose is a brown goose. Like, I don't know what their exact name is, but this is the kind that, this is the kind that you see in all over Europe. And that's why I drew with the wrinkly neck, because that's the kind I know. And that's the kind that would probably be in England, which is, right now, the Birdwitches are in the equivalent of England. They look like this. Ash, you'd never seen one of these before, had you? Until
I've never seen one either.
Yeah, and they were like, why are you drawing all these lines on the goose's neck? And it's like, that's what they look like, though. Look at their neck.
Yeah.
Look at it.
I'm just used to Canada geese.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. They're much more elegant.
I think Canada geese are very pretty.
Mm-hmm.
But I think chickadees are also very pretty. And they keep the nice color scheme, but they're a little bit sweeter. Not so rude.
Goose does not look as terrifying in this picture as she did in her first one.
I didn't think terrifying is the right word.
She looked like a rabid iguanodon. I don't even want to hear it.
Oh, if that's how you feel.
That's how I feel.
Okay.
Here's my mom's OC. Goal. Thank you for the sound effects.
Just try to set the mood.
Dan the Man just put lyrics to a song that I really like.
Sing it for us, Ash, please.
Oh, no.
Sing my angel of music.
No, it's okay.
It's as you say that, but it's not okay.
Is it really okay?
I don't think so.
It's the Little Bird song. It was a really sweet song. And I don't remember all the lyrics, but I remember the fine molasses candy. I remember that line and thinking it was so cute.
Oh.
I've never heard that song.
It's really adorable.
Is it from a movie or something?
I don't know. No, it was in, you know where I first heard the song? It was in Futurama. It was an episode of Futurama.
When you said the Little Bird song, the first thing that popped into my head was this camp song. And it's about little birds. And it starts off very delightful sounding, but it doesn't have a positive end for the birds.
Oh,
and
no.
I was like, Ash, no.
No. This one does. It's a very sweet song.
The only song I can think of off the top of my head that's about birds is the French children's song Alouette, and that also has a really bad ending for the bird.
Yeah.
Well, actually, it doesn't even have a good beginning. The whole song is about plucking all the different body parts off the bird and how I'm gonna cook you.
Oh.
Alouette, gentille alouette, alouette, je te plumerai. That means I'm gonna pluck you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Can you translate that whole song for me?
It's mostly just singing. Is alouette the lark, actually? I can't remember what kind of bird it is. I think it's lark. Sorry, lark.
Like, no.
Oh, someone asked, maybe you said it already, but may I ask, is there a reason you are doing the line art in Manga Studio?
Yeah, because I can do way better line art in Manga Studio. It's a lot more precise, and it has a really nice quality to it that you just can't get in Photoshop.
It also has line stabilization.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that helps.
Smooths your lines.
Yeah, in Photoshop you draw like... Not quite, but after drawing in Photoshop for a long time, I regret not switching to Manga Studio a lot sooner. Are there any hummingbirds that have like a little tail like that?
Like a crest?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I kind of want to draw one.
I'm not a hummingbird expert.
Google crested hummingbird, Ash.
Okay.
Or actually, maybe I'll do like this, like a little...
Crested hummingbird? Oh.
Is there?
Yes!
Oh, there are.
Elena.
Show me.
Oh,
Look at those colors.
That's so cute. Yeah.
Oh.
That's fake.
They don't, and besides, the hummingbirds in Sister Claire don't have to directly correspond to the ones in reality.
Anyway, Hum could always make the kind of hummingbird he wants to be.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I actually based the design, like this little doodle, the hummingbird I did, on the one from Pocahontas.
Lit.
Yeah.
For the Birdwitches, did they name themselves or by someone else? You can assume that they named themselves, that they took bird names. You may eventually find out some of their original names, but it's not super important.
Oh, I was going to ask, you said, like, they choose their bird, and I was wondering, did they have names before that?
Yeah, they did. I like to hear the storm tapping.
Mm-hmm. It's really nice.
You know what else was tapping on this window all day today? Giant wasps.
You can feed them to Natasha.
Yeah.
Probably a little too big.
I don't want to feed her anything that could hurt her. Natasha is our pet black widow. Can you guys keep an eye on the time and let me know when it's been about an hour so that I can start a new video?
Yeah,
It's
you're
good.
good. Yeah, so far.
Should have some tea.
I don't know if you can see, my arm is still a little pink.
I can.
It's just really warm. It feels warm.
Can you feel the radiating heat?
Nah, it's not that bad.
You get
You can.
a little bit, yeah.
I was enjoying the sunshine too much, and I got a bit sunburned.
Got a bit pink.
Pag. That's how it goes.
I should put an angry bird in here somewhere.
That's okay. They don't even have wings. They wouldn't be able to fly.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, they'd be slingshotting. You could do the little dotted line behind them.
I don't know how they look. I forgot. It's something like... Wow, that's like exactly what they...
It's pretty on model.
Oh, wait, it has a
They have a
little...
little tufts.
Yeah. I could have Gull, like, flying up and, like...
I really like the tongue you did. It's perfect.
Oh, kitty. I'm changing Pidge's design.
He wants his mom with it.
Do you just want attention, fat? Who's my fat? Okay, fine.
Whatever, Aang.
He's like, not me. Wow.
Aang, deal with it. God.
You cannot claw the glass open. It is physically impossible.
I don't think his claws would be sharp enough to leave scratches.
Mm-hmm.
Aang keeps putting his paws up on our sliding glass door and just slowly dragging them down like it's going to accomplish anything.
I
He's
just
got
had
his big fingers webbed out and his claws all the way exposed.
I just had this flashback to the first time I ever saw an ad for gargoyles. Where it showed, what's the name of the lady? I never actually watched the show, but
Elisa?
yeah, where she's like running her hands over these claw marks in the side of a building, and she's like, "Well, it has claws strong enough to leave marks in stone." And I was like, "Not Aang." Woeful meow.
Sorry.
He's jabbing me in the eyeball.
My bad.
Aang!
Hey, what you want? I'll pet you more if you stand here.
Does anybody have any more questions in the chat? Meow. Meow. I thought I had drawn more birds than this, but I guess this is enough birds, isn't it?
I think this is fine.
Okay. Some feathers.
I was wondering what kind of chum would be so high in the air.
Yeah. I like that you say chum now, too.
It's a good one. I really like it.
Oh, Navy Rants wants to know, has a bird witch ever accidentally eaten a bug witch?
Oh no.
Sarah's OC was eaten by Pidge.
Guess I won't air in the comic after all.
No. That would actually be extremely horrifying and would kill the bird witch too, because as soon as the bug witch died, they would return to human size and rip the bird open.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to laugh.
What did you do?
Ash, she heard what you said. She looked at you. She nodded. She was very thoughtful about it, and then a second later, just this little giggle and this delightful childish grin on her face.
God, I didn't mean to laugh. It's not funny. Why am I laughing?
It's okay.
Oh, Ash.
And you need to excuse yourself, Ash.
Oh dear. Now she's snorting uncontrollably.
Okay.
Take some air.
Okay, time to draw a crap load of clouds.
Someone asked asked, in a world that has shards coming from painful deaths and such, wouldn't people try to not have wars as much as possible? Well, you might think so, but seeing as how shards largely prey upon magic, I think people would also try to get rid of the magic, and blame people who had magic for the emergence and constant attraction of shards. Also, people are stupid and will fight about anything. So,
I mean, you would think that in our day and age and our reality, people would realize war doesn't really solve anything, and yet murder and war still happen. Common sense doesn't usually apply to stuff like that.
Yeah. Romantic Fox asked, did you always plan for Sister Claire to be this dark in the long run, or did it just happen?
I mean, if you look at the first couple pages of Sister Claire, it's pretty awful. I mean, Marguerite is implying that Claire was abandoned because nobody ever wanted her, and she's like a waste of space. And the first chapter is all about Claire trying to figure out what she has to live for, essentially, because she thinks that she's just a burden on everyone, and asking for a sign that she has a purpose. So, yeah, I would say that it's always been kind of dark, just not exactly in the same way, not in the way that, like, monsters eat people on the page, but...
And also consider that one of the very first big events that happened in the comic was Claire's conversation with Gabrielle. And what happened in that particular conversation seemed quite a lot like Claire was impregnated against her will, don't you reckon? I think you can later assume that that's not quite what happened, but that's what the implication was. And no one has ever said anything about that. Like, whatever's going on in Claire's body, she never actively consented to it. That's kind of terrible and dark, isn't it? Like,
I think that's a comment that you both get a lot about how the comic has taken a dark turn, but
But nobody has ever said specifically about the problems of Claire never giving consent for having the baby.
Yeah, like, that's a really big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, someone said we were blinded by the cute illustrations. Exactly, like, people take one look at the cute art style and think, oh, this is just all sunshine and rainbows and daisies and a glowing green field.
I did that on purpose. That was the sugar to coat the bitter medicine of the story that I was planning to do. Although I do feel like, especially, well, mostly because Ash came on board, the storytelling has gotten a lot more, elegant and better planned and stuff. But I don't think that the story has taken, like, a wild detour from what it was originally meant to be. Because if you just look under the surface, it's always been a pretty dark story.
Laura, that's a really good observation. Laura said, I'm thinking, Kat said she'd leave Mercy if Claire ever wanted to, so I wonder if the fact they never left has to do with the big thing that happened to Marguerite, Olga, and Jackson. That's a good thought. That's a very good thought. There's also something that I want you to consider, Laura. Like, you all know enough now, especially if you've been reading the live rights, that Catherine and Oscar had a really hard time of it before they got to Mercy. And you know that they both lost something that meant a lot to them. Specifically, they both lost their home. Do you really think that they would have been super duper eager to leave Mercy had things been moderately okay there? Like, if you think of Olga, Jackson, and Marguerite before the bad thing happened to them, you know that they all really cared about Claire, they cared about Oscar, they cared about Catherine. They were a family.
Where does your inspiration for clowns come from?
Marshmallows.
Mallows.
Yeah.
I've never seen marshmallows that look like that, but I see it. I see it when she pointed out.
Oh, so I missed this question earlier. Sorry, Calandra. Would traders be able to come into Throne of Mata, or was the city pretty insular? Maggie calls it a prison. Traders were able to venture into Throne of Mata. It was a seaport. Like, most traders came in over the ocean. It was not extremely accessible by land, and there were not any other large settlements on land nearby. So probably it got most of its traders from others, like island communities or seaside communities that were far away.
Is Throne of Mata one of the largest cities around, or is it just a sizable city?
I think before it fell, it was the largest city. It was bigger than the capital city.
That's the one where Lupo and the Wolf Witches are from.
Yeah. The black and white city, where Lupo and the Machina and all the nuns have the big battle, that's the capital city. Throne of Mare was quite a bit bigger than that. Did the king and queen rule over just the city? Well,
I've always thought so.
Yeah,
the city is essentially the entire
state. It's like a city-state. It's a really, really big city on an island. But they wouldn't really have much sway elsewhere.
There aren't a lot of big groups of people elsewhere for them to have sway over.
No.
Most people would be, rogues or travelers like the Birdwitches, and they don't answer to no man or no queen.
And you've seen other traveling people too. Think of Jackson's family originally.
Mm-hmm.
But
people like that don't tend to take kindly to being told what to do by rulers of some city.
Can you really imagine if someone came along and tried to tell Zora what to do?
Oh.
She'd be like, I'm gonna barbecue your ass. Zach Z said, does the bad thing involve Yolanda making Olga Jackson and Marguerite forget something? Or am I just trying to read hints that aren't there? Zach, I'd say that's quite a good question. I don't know what I just scratched off the wall, but it was gross and it was alive.
Oh, no.
It was my OC.
You killed Sarah's OC. No. I've drank maybe 2 sips of my tea, and it's still, really hot.
I have maybe 2 sips left, and it's still, not hot at all. That's the way it goes. Ooh, lots of lightning.
Big bada boom. Bada big boom. Y'all don't know what that's from, do you?
That's really familiar. What is it from?
Boom! It's from The Fifth Element.
Right, I was just about to say it when you said it.
I've never watched that movie in its entirety. That me and my dad quote. In charge of the TV show.
Ruby Rod?
Yes.
Yes. Every 5 minutes there's a bomb or something, I'm leaving! That's one of my favorite movies.
The first time I saw it, I didn't remember any of it because I was too busy making out to watch the movie.
You missed a cinematic masterpiece.
I know.
Of shoving your tongue into someone else's mouth. Good job.
Hey, it was alright.
Someone asked, Ash, what's your favorite book or book series? My favorite book is Watership Down by Richard Adams. It's about rabbits. My favorite book series? I don't know. I would have to get back to you on that one. I have a lot that I like.
Goosebumps, obviously.
Oh, come on.
Hands down.
Elena, please, Animorphs.
I was going to say.
I was gonna say that, but I was like, no, Ash really likes her horror, like her classic horror.
No. If I was going to have to pick a young adult series that, like, transformed my life, I'm going to have to say Animorphs.
Were you transformed just like the characters?
Yeah.
I've never
What
read
animal
it.
did you turn into, Ash?
Hey, I use the...
An Ash! She turned into an Ash. Look at her.
I use the
Oh, I
scaffold
see.
device.
You got stuck in that body.
I haven't... You like
Ash
this
is gonna
body.
leave.
You happen to like this body very much. I didn't want to hear it.
I
Because
didn't
I'm
say
a not
anything.
lit. I
Well,
don't want to hear
I'm
it.
just saying, if you have the ability to transform, I'm kind of pissed off that you haven't shown this to me yet. So clearly you must have stayed in that body more than, 10 hours or something?
It's 2 hours.
Really? Just 2 hours?
I never read an Animorphs book, but I know.
Shun the non-believer.
I know.
Go out in the rain. Think about what you've done, or rather what you haven't read.
I'm right back.
I read Everworld. I don't think I've never read Tail Chaser's Song. I don't know what that is. And Laura said, "Oh, I have a super duper random question. Did Magpie really brush Claire's hair while dry? I think you mean Clementine." And originally, Magpie was supposed to be using a comb, not a brush, and he was really only supposed to be brushing out the tangles, not her entire hair. I do know how to take care of curly hair. My hair is curly, but Elena had already drawn the brush, and
Oh, yeah, you can't brush sausage girls like that.
no, you really can't.
No, they don't get brushed.
They will explode into frizz.
It's not raining outside, by the way.
Okay. I have said though in a past live write that Clementine really likes to have her curls ruffled into frizz, at least out front. Calandra asked, Yamino, is part of Maggie's design based on Hal's shape-shifting from Hal's Moving Castle?
It's not specifically based on that, but I like the comparison. Especially because on this particular wallpaper, I gave Clementine an outfit that's inspired by Nausicaa.
Nazca.
We like to do our Ghibli references.
We like to stick in an homage whenever we can. Hi, Winkle.
Quick while Zeke is distracted by his life.
We also have a thunderstorm here, Ardon. Yes, they said they may or may not have a German Shepherd trying to climb into their lap because of the thunderstorm.
Can people in the chat hear the thunder?
I'm pretty sure they can. I'd be surprised if they couldn't.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Elena, you should stop this video and start another.
Ah, okay. I will end this video, and if you're watching this on YouTube, check out the next part, which will be in the description, linked in the description.